Howdy y'all, welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. I know a few things are different. I am now a redhead, and before anyone asks, yes, the drapes do match the carpets, and not because I am a natural ginger, but simply because I opted to dye those as well, simply for that question. Why would I say that? That's a joke. Anyway, if you guys are watching this video, it is because I have decided to not listen to my therapist, and I have also decided not to be the bigger person. So welcome to part one of reading hate comments from my mansion. And you guys are probably thinking, Mia, come on. Isn't the word mansion like a poor people's word? Like, come on. Like, people that live in mansions don't actually say the word mansion. And to that, I say yes. But because we are addressing haters, I must speak in a language that they can understand me in. So without further ado, let's begin. Disclaimer, I don't want you guys to send hate to any of the people that I mention in this video. Any of them. The majority of these commenters left their comments on anonymous accounts anyway, so they're cowards. There is one person in particular that is not anonymous, and I will be calling them out by name, and I will be airing their crap out. I 100% will, because you guys know that I love chaos. I love it. But I don't want you guys to send these people any hate. Let's just say that these people probably hate themselves, and that is why they have dedicated so much time and energy into leaving bad comments on my videos. They want me to feel bad about myself, which is simply not something that I'm going to do. I refuse to let the bullies win. I will never let the bullies win. And I am so happy and satisfied with my life that I could read hate comments like this, and it's like a hobby. It doesn't have any negative repercussions over my mental health. Maybe in the past it did, but I've grown from that. I feel like when you exercise a high level of self-awareness, no one can tell you who you are. No one else can tell you who you are but yourself. So you guys know that I don't like long drawn out intros, so without further ado, let's get into it. Here is comment number one. So before I read the next comment, I must give context. Exactly 1 year ago, I was pregnant. 2 weeks later, I miscarried. And I spoke about my miscarriage situation on all of my platforms because I realized that it was extremely stigmatized. In that time, my brain left me with no choice but to blame myself and to isolate myself and feel completely alone with this truth. But the fact of the matter is that miscarriages are quite common. They are. It's a sad thing, and I really can only speak on behalf of myself, but I will say, it almost broke me, if not broke me for a while. And that is why I took such a big gap from making content. Because at the end of the day, I always promise myself that no matter what I do, I will prioritize my happiness and my mental health over my desire to make money, aka work. I understand that a lot of people don't have that luxury. I'm extremely privileged that I could do things like that. So what I'm saying is that I took some time off and I did the work. I made sure that I was able to heal. So now, as a woman who is healed, I have the ability now to talk about some of the comments that were left when I announced that I miscarried. So trigger warning, if you miscarried and maybe this whole thing will trigger you, click off. Prioritize yourself. I will never tell you to compromise your own mental health for the sake of your momentary entertainment like this video. So do what you guys have to do. And I'm gonna do what I have to do. And I'm gonna be a petty bitch. So let's begin. So this comment was left by a woman who goes by the name of Lady Be Good. Get ready with me. And this was a comment that was left directly under my YouTube video talking about my miscarriage, basically. And this comment says, "The baby's mom is a narcissist. He is with God now." What? So this is a comment left by a woman who will never, ever, ever get the pleasure to say that she knows me. I am in a gorgeous house in the Caribbean, living my life, and she's in my YouTube comments trying to tell me that I'm a narcissist and my baby is with God now. So it was probably the better outcome that my baby died. Do you not understand how messed up that is? Do you not understand how psychopathic comments like that are? I know why she's calling me a narcissist. She's calling me a narcissist because over a year ago, I made a video talking about how I spent $30,000 on plastic surgery. Honestly, if not more. And I understand that there's a lot of people that think I'm deranged for making such drastic changes to my appearance, if you can even call them drastic. But I like to ask people the question. Let's just say that for the entirety of your life, you had an insecurity. I'm going to use my nose as an example. I didn't like how my nose photographed. God, Mia, you're so vain. I'm sorry, I had insecurities. I did not like how my nose photographed. I didn't think it complimented my face. To each their own. And yes, people can be like, oh, but you were so pretty before. Of course that's the comment that I'm gonna receive, but all my life, I was told otherwise. So it's so easy for a commenter to say, but you were prettier before, when my whole life has been marked by bullying of my physical appearance, of my personality, of the way I conducted myself, my whole life. I grew up in a community that made me not feel wanted, that made me not feel physically attractive, only to make the changes in order to fit the societal norm of what physically attractive is. And now the commenters have turned the tables and say, but you were prettier before. So may this serve as an example of you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So you might as well do whatever the hell you want unapologetically. You might as well live your life exactly the way that it makes you feel happy, confident, and secure. Because why are we meant to take shit from people that all they do all day is sit in their miserable lives and leave hate comments? That same logic can be spinned on me. Mia, if you were bullied your whole life, then why did you change all of those things? And without having to dwell too much on that thought, I will say, you know what? I didn't like it. Maybe those comments bothered me because I just didn't like those features on myself anyway, and they were hitting a nerve. They were striking a chord. If you had an extra $30,000 lying around, mind you, I did this in small increments. I did this over time. It was well thought of. My whole physical transformation was well thought of. So let's just say you had an extra $7,000 that you had lying around, and it wouldn't really affect your life negatively if you did not have those $7,000. I understand that most people don't have the privilege to be able to say that that is their reality, but it was mine. And no, my parents didn't pay for any of this. I am not some dimwit that has no career drive whatsoever. I have been an entrepreneur since the age of 17 years old. I made that money myself, and I had no expenses because I was still living with my parents. So I threw down and I changed my nose. I was tired of trying to accept a feature that I did not like. I understand the importance of body positivity, but why does body positivity not extend to the woman who changed her body and is now happy and positive about the way that she looks? Why do we tear that person down? Body positivity, but we still talk about people's weight if we find it unappealing or unattractive. We talk about other people's features if it's too distracting or it doesn't align to make a harmonious face. It's body positivity when it conveniences everyone else. It's body positivity when it could be used to weaponize and attack someone else's self-esteem in that moment. So stop weaponizing this toxic perception of body positivity. Let people do whatever they want to do with their lives, because if it makes them happy, isn't that true body positivity? So if you think I'm a narcissist because I decided to come clean about everything that I've gotten done cosmetically, well then it makes me a narcissist. But if it makes me a narcissist, let it be clear that I do not suffer from narcissism in that case. I quite enjoy it. I think that most people can agree to say that a woman who has gotten cosmetic procedures done like myself is deserving of happiness, is deserving of their own family, is deserving of motherhood. So if you still believe, after everything that I've told you, that I am a narcissist that is deserving of having a child die inside of my body, I think that the problem here is you and not me. The way that I live my life does not hurt anyone, but the way that people that leave hate comments live their life, it is a constant attempt to hurt others. So why would I listen to you? To that I say, F you. All right, we're starting off strong. Next comment, let's go. So the next comment that I received is from an individual that goes by Kate Parker. The following individual is a public profile that has, I think, over 300,000 followers. Whether or not those followers are legitimate is not up for me to decide. I am simply just stating that his public profile boasts 300,000 followers. He left a comment that says, "I truly cannot believe she got famous for this content." And someone replied to that comment and said, "Simps be simping." Have you guys heard of Kate Parker? I really haven't either, but wait, I have heard of Kate Parker. But before I tell you guys where I've heard of Kate Parker, I'm gonna tell you where he left that comment. It was an obviously fake video where I put an old filter on my boyfriend's face, and I am in character, and my character is a gold digger. You guys, if you guys don't know that, I make kind of comedic women content about being a gold digger. And I said, of course I'm a gold digger. I'm just waiting for him to die so I can inherit his money. Something along the lines of that. And then my boyfriend with the old filter pretends that he can't hear me because he's senile. Funny, haha. This video got over 7 million views on Instagram. It performed quite well. So clearly there's people that are interested in this kind of content because they can understand that it's just a joke and it's kind of funny. It's a satire. It's a play off of gold digger culture because it's funny. If it's not for you, then just keep moving along. But there's many people that do enjoy this type of content. Now, I said that I kind of recognize the name Cade Parker, right? So I went on his page and I looked at some of his pictures as I was preparing to make this video, and I was like, that face is familiar. First of all, I am not making fun of Cade Parker. I want that to be on the record. I am not bullying Cade Parker in any capacity. So if you guys find any of these posts funny, that's on you. You guys are the horrible people here, not me. He posted this picture and his caption is, "My urges for revenge are uncontrollable." Okay, Cade Parker. I bet they are. Damn, Cade Parker, you are such a bad boy. Has anyone ever told you that? Damn, bro, how does it feel that every single bad boy character that has ever been in any movie, any TV show is probably based on you, dude? You're bad to the bone. Your urges for revenge are uncontrollable. I can tell. And you know why I can tell? I clicked on our DM history, and our DM history went back years. The majority of the times that he tried to reach me through the DMs, I did not respond, as you guys can now see. Yes, I did exchange a few messages years and years and years ago, but quite frankly, I wasn't interested in having a conversation with a guy that smizes like that on social media and is a little bit cringe. I'm sorry, I wasn't into it. I really wasn't. I love that the last DM he sent me was on July 4th, 2022, where he says, congrats. I'm sure he's congratulating me on something that has to do with my career. I think around that time I might have hit 5 million followers on TikTok and I posted about it. So clearly he didn't mind my content before when he still thought that he could hit. But then I unfollowed him. That's where his urges for revenge became completely uncontrollable. That is when I fell victim to the bad boy that we all don't know, nor necessarily love, Cade Parker. If I could just highlight some of the messages that Mr. Cade Parker has left me, it is, oh my God, you're in LA? Is your sugar daddy with you? Wink, wink, eye emoji. I'm sure he understood that it was a joke. Clearly, he wouldn't be asking me if my sugar daddy was with me. He wouldn't be trying to link up with me if he thought that I was just this dirty, dirty gold digger. He's also DM'd me, I think I'm in love. Or are you just in love with yourself, Cade Parker? Are you just in love with yourself? The funny part is that you even talked about one of my jokes. Something about the only eye bags that I want is the Prada eye bag. Haha, so funny, right, Cade? You quoted that to me. Clearly, at some point, you kind of enjoyed my content. You weak, spineless creature. So I felt like I had to point out the obvious irony in this situation. This person has been aware of my content for years, knows what I do, gets that it's a joke, I think, and didn't care that I made this type of content as long as there was still the probability that I would let him hit. Hate to break it to you, buddy. Never gonna happen, never was gonna happen, never will happen. This is an example of a man whose ego is so fragile, he doesn't even know what he stands for. He doesn't know if he just hates this content because he's a high value man. And he hates that women are making jokes about this stuff. No, because he clearly didn't care for years. Because he thought that he had a chance of me letting him hit. May this be an example of the many men that have been on my side until they realized that I was not attracted to them in any capacity, that I was not interested in their advances. And then they turn around and they talk crap about me, or they try to hurt me in any way because I simply do not want them. Cade Parker, I do not want you and your cheesy posts and your cheesy captions. I do not want someone with a frail male ego. Look me in my face right now. Quite honestly, Cade Parker, I think you're a bitch. Sorry if that strikes a chord. I'm not actually, though. May this serve as a warning that there will be many people that will be supportive of you, that will cheer you on, but in reality, all they want to do is use you. And to that I say, F you, Cade Parker. This comment was also left on my miscarriage YouTube video by a person that goes by Brad Pitstop. Nice name, buddy. Anyway, the comment reads as follows. This lousy excuse for a woman represents everything that is wrong with today's society. The narcissistic way of life, the focus on money, looks, and fame instead of self-improvement, love, caring for others. But it's men who created the look at me society we live in. Simps drooling over any woman they see, complimenting them, following every woman who looks half decent. Fake professions like influencers or YouTube celeb or TikTok, whatever, were all made possible by desperate men who just want to get laid. And this girl is a product of our failed society. I can tell you just by looking at her. She isn't smart. She thinks she's very hot. And she doesn't care about anything other than herself and money. Thank you for your comment, Brad Pitstop. So apparently I am a physical representation of everything that is wrong with society. So before I answer this comment, I would like to tell you guys a little bit about myself. Hi, my name is Mia Dio. I've been making content since I was 14 years old. I have been fully financially independent since the age of 17. I graduated high school by skipping a year of my studies at the age of 16. I took a 2-year hiatus from college, but still was able to graduate on time after I needed to take some time to focus on my businesses before going back to school. I fully funded my bachelor's degree in international relations with a minor in political science. I have 0 student debt because I was able to fully fund myself and my education. To this day, I still don't have debt. I'm fully self-sufficient. I think I have a good head on my shoulders, but who cares what I think? Let's get back to what Brad thinks of me. So you said that I was the embodiment of everything that's wrong with today's society. So by that logic, a woman who was able to fully self-sustain herself financially since the age of 17 years old, pursue an education while building her businesses, doing that all with 0 debt, just blood, sweat, and tears, just my own work ethic, that I am what's wrong with society today. Make that make sense. I understand that to many people, being an influencer or content creator or whatever you want to call it is a fake profession. And to that I say, it is definitely not a 9-to-5. And I can recognize how extremely privileged it is that I could just work from the comfort of my own living room. That I don't have to leave the house and deal with anyone's BS on a daily basis. I don't have a boss that I need to report to. If I wanted to get up and go get brunch and then go do Pilates, I can do that. I have the freedom of mobility because of my job. I will never say that this job is harder than a 9-to-5. I am not the type of person that will ever say that. Like I said, I worked a 9-to-5. That was hard. The hours were grueling. My mental health was going down the drain. Competitive work environments can take a toll on anyone. That is why when I read your comment, I'm coming from a place of empathy. I'm assuming that you are a hardworking person that works 9-to-5. You still have enough time to leave a hate comment on my page, but that's besides the point. And you are probably frustrated that I am living the life that I do and you're living the life that you do. And the world has not been able to present enough opportunities to you in order for you to live a life remotely as close to mine as maybe you would like, if you would even like it at all. I do believe that my job exists because society nowadays has a constant need to be entertained. Society now consumes content all the time. So naturally, people like me that like to do this kind of stuff will try to gravitate towards filling that gap in the market, helping people stay entertained. And I am many things, but most importantly, I am grateful that this is my life. I recognize the importance of the real backbone of our society, people that are putting in those hours in work to keep everything running smoothly. A very important milestone to note is that as societies become more modernized, that leads to extra specialization. In Mesopotamia, when people finally settled down and were no longer living a nomadic lifestyle, people then became farmers, stonemasons. They performed jobs to fill gaps in the market. Our society is also modernizing. It's changing, it's evolving. Some jobs are becoming obsolete, other jobs are not. And now that there's this constant demand for people to be entertained, there will be entertainers to fill that desire. So if that's the society that you're referring to, the fact that society now has a need to constantly be entertained, then yes, I am a product of that. If you have passions that you want to pursue, why don't you do it? Instead of being angry at everyone else that is doing the same, that is trying to chase a dream, that use that anger to fuel your passion to trying to achieve something for yourself that you genuinely love to do. And then I guarantee that you will not be leaving hate comments, because then you will be truly satisfied with your life. Next comment. The following comments were left on a video of mine where I said, if men, after they get married to a woman, she gains weight over time, lets herself go, and is no longer deemed physically attractive to them, and they divorce her, then why is it so bad for me to say that if a man that I married, and when I married him, he was financially stable, let's just say he lost it all. He made one too many poor financial decisions and has now impacted my own financial stability. Why is it wrong for me to say that I would leave him? Why does that double standard exist? So as a response, you are already expired. I just turned 23 yesterday. If you think that I'm expired because I'm 23 years old, I hate to break it to you, but the type of woman that you're probably seeking is not of legal age. You are probably a PDF file. That is a censored version of the word that I was trying to convey. I think everyone here has a big enough brain, unless Cade Parker is watching this for some reason, to understand what that means. Another comment is, poor thing, you are so wounded by men. First of all, I would like to say that I am not wounded by men. I actually love men. I love a man. I share my life with a man. I have deep respect for my man. It is not a misandrous point of view that I make, that I say that women are superior, so now we can make the choice to do whatever we want. I am simply saying that if you guys could do whatever you guys want, why can't we do what we want? If a woman that you've been married to, for example, gains 250 pounds, that was not overnight. You had the opportunity to communicate in a healthy manner. Hey, I love you. You're my wife. I think that you've been gaining weight, and for your health and for the longevity of this relationship, because I want you to live a long life and be healthy, why don't we try working out together? Why don't you find ways to support that person instead of just leaving or cheating or whatever it is that you guys do? If I married a man that was financially stable and he lost all of his money, the odds of that happening overnight were slim to none. I don't think that that is a hot take. I don't think it's a hot take. I make a lot of statements that anger a lot of men in particular as well. I say that I personally want to be with a provider man. I want to be with a man that provides for me and does go above and beyond in that capacity. And the reason why I say that is because I seek a high value man because I myself consider myself to be a high value woman. I have my own businesses, I have my own money, I have my own platforms. Why can't I be with a man who has also done well for himself? If I have done well for myself, why does that make me a gold digger? Yet, a man who has done well for himself, if he seeks a woman that has also done well for herself, he is not a gold digger, he is just a man with good taste. I believe that it is a biological desire for a woman to be with a man that will protect her and will provide for her and her family. This has been happening throughout all of history, even before women could hold jobs. That was the role of the man. So why is it so bad now? Now that women have more rights, yes, we can fend for ourselves a lot better. We can. Yes, I could do well for myself, but I can also take care of the house, I can cook for him, and I want him to pay the bills so I can focus on taking care of my physical appearance so he's satisfied with the way that I look. And not only that, so I have time to cook dinner. So I'm not exhausted because I'm coming home from a 9 to 5. These men crave the idea of a traditional woman, but they don't want to pay for a traditional woman. These men are wondering where all of the women are that still make brownies that are hot and ready for when they come home. But they themselves are not in the position to have that woman stay home because they're broke. I get it, a lot of people are in hard times. But if you're in a hard time, why would you hold other people to a standard that you cannot even maintain for yourself? Anyway, I can talk on and on and on and on about my stances of traditional relationships versus modern relationships. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into my video. I love you guys all, including my hate commenters, because at the end of the day, all you guys do is give me content and boost my videos on the algorithm, so thank you for that. Thank you for your bitterness. I applaud you. I'm happy to announce that I have made it a personal goal to upload on this channel twice a month until I figure out a schedule that works the best for me to maybe upload more. I would love to. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Let me know if anything that I said you agreed with or disagreed with. If you say it in a civil manner, we can have a civil conversation. If you just try to attack or demoralize my character, I will probably not be so kind to you. I'm not the bigger person. I'm too busy being the richer one. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.